Welcome to the GrandMA 3 Fundamentals series. Last time, we got familiar with the user interface, learned how the screens function, and covered the basic layout of the software. Today, we're going to start patching some fixtures and learn the basics of selecting and controlling them. Before GrandMA 3 can control a light, it needs some information. The console needs to know what type of light it is, how many DMX channels it uses, what address it belongs to, as well as an ID number to reference the light. This process is called patching, and without a patch, the console has no idea what lights exist or how to control them. To begin patching, we'll go to our main menu and select Patch. This will open our Patch menu, where we can see all of the fixtures and objects within our show. We'll press Insert New Fixture, and this will open up the GrandMA 3 fixture library. GrandMA 3 already knows most of the manufacturer's fixtures and modes from across the world, and divides this information into columns. Selecting a manufacturer in the manufacturer column will then adjust the fixture column to show what fixtures that manufacturer produces. Once we've selected a fixture, the mode column will then adjust to show the DMX modes that fixture can support. Using the search bar, you can also search manufacturers, fixtures, or both. For this series, I'm going to use Martin Mac Viper washes. I'll also choose 16-bit extended mode for some extra controls. Now GrandMA 3 is going to ask us for some more information. We can give it a name, for instance Mac Viper Wash 1, and we can change its quantity. I'll choose 12. Fixture ID is how GrandMA 3 references these lights. To keep myself organized, I'll use 101. For my patch, since we aren't going to be using the show file at a real event, I'll leave it where it is. I'll then press Create. This will create 12 Mac Viper washes. Now if you're someone like me, this might get a little unorganized the more lights you add, so we can create some groups and folders. We'll press Insert New Fixture, go to Library, and then search for Group. We'll press Select, and then we can name it. I'll then change my fixture ID to 100. I'll press Create, and now we have a folder structure that we can put our lights into. I'll select my lights by clicking and dragging, press Cut, and then I'll press the new fixture inside of the folder and press Paste. I'll press Absolute to keep them where they are, and now I have a folder structure for my Viper washes. If you're happy with your patch, you can press the X in the upper right hand corner and press Save and Exit. I'll also hide my control bar. To get started selecting our fixtures, we'll open the fixture sheet. Here we can see all the fixtures within our show. I'll open the folder structure using the arrow, and then I'll resize the name column by clicking and dragging the name. To select the lights, you can either click, or you can click and drag across multiple fixtures. You can also select multiple fixtures using the command line. Click into the command line and type a fixture ID. Then press Enter. This will now select the fixture you're trying to target. If you'd like to target multiple fixtures at a time, start with the initial fixture ID, and then use the through keyword. From here you have two options. If you leave this next part blank, it'll then select all the fixtures starting with your first fixture ID and going on through the rest of the lights in the show. If you'd like to target a specific range of fixtures, type an ending fixture ID, and it will just select that range. To get rid of a selection, we'll use the clear keyword. The clear keyword has different actions depending on how many times you use it. Using it once will clear just the list of selected fixtures. Using the clear word a second time will clear the list of active values in the programmer. And clearing a third time will fully erase all of the data within the programmer. You can also use the word clear all in the command line to erase the programmer. Now let's take a look at our 3D view. We'll open up our 3D view, and we'll notice that it's initially blank, but I can promise you the fixtures are in there, we just have to set them up. To do this, we'll open our encoder bar, and then we'll press Setup. This will change the function of the encoder bar to set up and arrange objects within our 3D view. To change our fixtures' positions, we'll select them. This will then highlight them in yellow, showing us that we have them selected. We can then give it a Z position of 8 to raise them into the air. But they're still all in the same spot. I'd like to spread mine out in a line. I could either give each fixture a manual X position, or I can use the Align tool. Changing the Align tool to slash will spread all of my fixtures across the values in a linear fashion. To show this, I'll start rotating my X position encoder, and you'll see that all of them are now spread out. I'm happy with this, so I'll exit Setup View. This will then return the encoder bar back to its original functions, and we can now start controlling our fixtures. I'll click into the dimmer function, and I'll set them at 100. This will now set my lights at full. To change their position, I'll click into the Position tab, and I'll alter its tilt. I'll give them a -30-degree angle and point them towards us. I'll now click into the Color tab, and I can now change it to cyan, or perhaps I'll do green. This is how we can start changing our fixtures and programming them. So let's review what we've learned. We've covered patching fixtures, selecting our fixtures, as well as changing their intensity, position, and color. In the next video, we'll start looking at how to use this to create presets and reusable data that will make building shows much faster and a lot more efficient. If this video helped you, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and comment something down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on the QStack.